Noah, what do you tell clients this morning off the back of this?
I think it's a little bit of a wait and see. I think the Fed has put in some easing. We were talking earlier. There's one example where that sort of helped to lengthen the cycle. I think there are a lot of other good things. The easing of financial conditions that they put in first quarter year to date. Let's see how that plays out. Expectations certainly in equity land have come down a lot, so maybe we can beat relative to that. So I think it's important to be a little bit patient here.
What do you think, Luke?
Your mileage may vary in terms of the lead time for this indicator. So we talk about, maybe higher odds of recession in the next 12 months. We've had much longer lags between yield curve inversion and that. And, you have to wonder the strength of any signal that relies on the 10-year Treasury yield, which is, very much dominated by liability-driven investors and investors who, really just do need to lock in yield at any price.
So we're going back to a conversation we had earlier in the hour, which essentially is whether this is a symptom of anything, but are there going to be consequences? That's the other question we need to be asking, Noah.
Right. So as a signal, I think all those things are correct, right? We have this huge bid from, this is happening today on the day where German data is really, really weak. So a lot of this has to do with, I need yield somewhere, and I'm getting it in the U.S. But as a symptom, rather as a causal factor, I think it's important to pay attention to it. And again, we'll be thinking about the financials, which are already trading at rock bottom valuations. A, B, that's a channel that's already kind of slowed. The corporate sector is already full of debt as it is, so I don't know that that was where we were expecting a lot of growth to come from further leverage on the corporate side. But I think, this is something to be paying attention to and tracing out the implications.
Can your long financials trade work if this curve stays inverted?
If this curve stays inverted, maybe, but if it starts to lead to further inversions, I think that's a big enough headwind, and in part because the cyclical outlook gets cloudy as well.